And we're back. That was before we go by our good friend Eni.
We should have a good clip of that moving forward on the podcast. I don't know if we'll make that. I don't know if it'll make the intro this time, but yeah,
That's good. That's good stuff. Let's talk about Raw. You watched Raw, right?
You watched Raw? 2-hour Raw? Ooh, 2 hour
I did.
Raw.
I
Delicious.
did.
2-hour Raw. Everybody pulling up in their cars and walking from the back for a 2-hour Raw. Do you think they get paid the same because it's 2 hours, or do you think they're like, no, we're taking that
paid
hour?
The same?
Yeah, as a wrestler, you know, you got to show up to the job, hang out for 3 hours, leave. You think because they don't have to hang out for 3 hours, they take a pay cut?
No.
Right.
They don't get paid hourly.
All right. Well, good for
if
them.
anything, I think it means less people on the card.
So what struck me, one, the brand split is gone. The rankings do not matter. The rankings aren't. The brand splits. This is the kind of, we're in Saudi season, I'm going to start to call it.
It's Survivor Series season. It's the one night a year that Raw and SmackDown superstars face each other.
Yeah, I was chalking it up to the crown jewel.
Yeah, I know. I'm making the joke.
But you're right, though, because it is Survivor Series season as well. So we're kind of in this clusterfuck coalescence that you just brought to my attention, where the brand split no longer matters.
Yeah.
Cody was there. Nia Jax was there. Jimmy Uso, who was not signed to Raw, was there. Also, Nia Jax, not signed to Raw. Tiffany Stratton, not signed to Raw. Cody Rhodes, not signed to Raw. We're all there.
That's kind of crazy that you have that many people from a SmackDown roster on a Raw show
violating
that's 2 hours long. Yeah, dude.
They're just in contract violation, and we have cameras on them committing the act.
Yeah.
I hate the brand split. Anyways, so that was a remarkable thing. But kind of our main thing here was Rhea. No. Rhea, yes.
Rhea,
I felt like most of the show was the Rhea show. I don't know if she kicked it off, but it was promo time, and Tiffany Stratton interrupts her. You know.
Yeah, she. So Rhea's whole thing is that she's not done with.
No, she
Tiffy
wants her,
time.
No, she's
Tiffy
not
time,
done with
or she's not done with Liv and Raquel after she just like beat them up in SmackDown.
Right.
But you know, she's still upset. So that was,
she wants her title back. It's just that simple. She wants her title.
Yeah.
Back. And now Raquel Rodriguez is in the mix. Causing interference, a little Lady Diesel, quite large, but I'm a fan. I hate that I can segue into that.
Do it so well.
So I know it makes me sad. So we had that at the beginning, and then she wanted a tag match in the middle. Got paired up with Tiffany Stratton from.
No, she didn't want a tag match. She was like, I can take on both of them.
Right. And she couldn't choose Damian because it wasn't mixed. So Tiffany Stratton is standing right in camera frame. So Adam Pearce goes, "What about her?" And Rhea goes, "Fine." And that's wrestling.
Yeah.
And then that was our main event.
True.
Was that? Yeah. Then that was our main event.
Yeah. Yeah, what interesting for sure.
Um,
Um,
with the crown jewel looming, just shit just tends to get so fucking lazy. Um, not to be negative, but just to prepare expectations for any listeners who may be doing this for the first time. When we go do the Saudi Arabia shows, it's just like the laziest storytelling, and not even really hot shotted either.
it's
Like,
just it's just a
it's kind of
it's just a
frustrating.
card.
It's just a card, but they try to make it not. So like we have all these like 2-week builds that aren't that great, and then a blow off.
Yeah.
And then we get back to the stuff you want to see on the television show. So in that sense, I was frustrated. Because we had this thing with with Jay and Braun a couple weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
where Braun gives him his flowers, and he's like, "Hey, I respect you," and Jay's like, "Right on." And then we have Braun turn on him, assumably because we want that show for Crown Jewel. I'm assuming.
Braun's that promo video from Braun
Yeah,
was so good.
yeah, man, he's a star.
It
He's a star.
like I know Jay's I know
Jay.
Jay's the baby face here in this
Yes.
scenario,
Yeah.
but that promo was so
So what I've
good
been
that I was
saying,
just like,
man.
yeah, I mean he's right.
The kid's a
He's
star. Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, oh, because Roman like was the champion, now you guys feel like you like
Uh-huh.
want a piece of that. Like I was just like, oh, that's good.
He's like, I
That's
did this
good.
all myself. I never had my family like to
Yeah.
ride coattails off of. Like
He's like,
he doesn't
I
use this.
left the name in the
Yeah, he
back.
doesn't use the Steiner name. Yeah, exactly.
So good.
Um,
Yeah,
so
Cody, eat him up.
eat them up. Nice. So, are you a Braun Breaker fan?
I'm liking it. I mean, I think I've
Good
liked a
news.
lot
This is
of
good news. This
his
pleases
his stuff
me.
that
Yes.
like that he's been doing.
You seen his moveset and all that shit?
The spear.
He's got more than that. Yeah. But it's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been. I feel like all I think his I would say character stuff has been a lot more interesting to me in the
Mhm.
sense of like the people he's attacking and why he's doing it
Right.
makes a lot of sense, and he's just like he doesn't really
Very
fuck with anyone.
solid and thought out.
Yeah.
The other thing I really liked was we have the War Raiders.
Oh, they're back.
The War Raiders are the War Raiders.
The Viking experience.
The Viking Raiders are the War Raiders. I used to fucking watch the War Raiders in fucking New Japan.
Yeah, dude, they were good.
They were fucking unfuckwithable. And they were champs at the time too. Anyways, I think, they've done those two guys as a tag team not being the War Raiders in WWE. I was just thinking about when I was watching it. I was like, they've done a lot. They've done a lot. They were like a comedy thing for a very, very long time.
Yep.
And then I think Eric was injured, so Ivar was going solo and never really getting a fair shake. But like,
well, it was due to injury, right?
yes,
I think that's
yes.
why the solo
yeah
stuff was happening.
Yeah, but still just like staying on TV though.
Yeah.
And I just think, I think these will be our next, because they're in a tournament now. There's a tournament. Did you hear there's a tournament?
I did hear there's a tournament,
which
is another promo that I liked by Adam Pearce.
Titles. You liked an Adam Pearce promo.
The reasoning of Finn Balor wanting the rematch with Damian and Adam Pearce saying, no, you have an obligation as tag team champions to be defending these tag team like he's pretty much like, no, that's done. You're done with that. Like whether you like it or not, you're done.
Now.
Yeah.
Job as the tag team champions.
Now you're going to defend these because there's a tournament to name number one contenders. I really like the fact that they are like, no, you're done. Like that story between you two, it's done. Like you lost.
Some officiating person can be like, you're done.
Yeah.
Now, here's the next thing. like
Instead of like,
in a
oh, I want
very
a
work
rematch. Okay.
environment way. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really good. The match itself of the Viking Raider or the Warrior Raiders against Akira Tozawa and
Yeah, Alpha Academy.
yeah,
They're still Alpha Academy.
it was just like
American Made is now Chad Gable's.
it was pretty much a squash.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, I think this could be good. Good. This could be good.
Yeah.
JD and Finn aren't really a slouch as a tag team, so like I could super go for seeing this. But I mean, again, I think in both companies we're wanting a shot in the arm in the tag team action. So this is a good. This was a good. I give
Just
it a
yeah.
good.
I give it a
I give it
thumbs
an up.
up.
Simon Miller.
Yeah. That's an up
Uh,
from me.
we also had, speaking of tag titles, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair
Oh,
against
yeah.
Damage Control. I thought that was pretty sick, except there was Lash Legend and Jordan. I want to say Jordan Grace, but I don't think that's right. On
Oh,
the
from I think they're
outside,
from NXT.
I think they got unceremoniously called up. But yes, and they were ringside,
Yeah.
and they interfered, which I think sends a weird message to fans that you can just grab a bitch's hair if you're in the front row.
Yeah.
But
Don't do that.
Jade and Bianca retain, but it feels like we're doing something with the women's tag division now. We've got kind of 3 teams bouncing around there, which I
Yeah.
was happy to see.
Yeah. No, that agreed. Yeah. This was okay. I thought it was an
Oh,
okay
it's getting an
match.
okay. Okay. Yeah. And unfortunately, like these kind of women tag titles they've kind of been okay.
I feel like it's just like the tag team of Bianca just caring. Like
I know. I
it,
know. I know you feel that way.
it's like it's kind of that weird. I would say like if the Great Khali and his manager at the time were tag team champions, and all his manager did was tag in the Great Khali, and then the Great Khali does his moves and then wins, and then that's it. It's kind of like
There's a little bit more
there's
to
more
it.
to
And
it,
I
sure, but I'm just
understand what
saying
you're getting at. Yes.
I
I
just want to
just
see more.
preferred them as single stars. So I have that kind of hang up about it.
Yeah.
I think they're both they could both be brutalizers. We've seen Bianca go on a couple runs and it's great. But you know, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. It was okay. It was good, but it was okay. Damage Control is fucking dope. I like that
Yeah.
it's whittled down to an actual tag team
Mm-hmm.
and not this faction thing. That works for me too. Again, 2 people I also prefer as singles wrestlers.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
meh, meh, meh.
But as long as they're getting something, like putting the women and having a women's tag team titles in general, I mean, it's great. So
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be it looks like there's a little bit more effort there. So, we will see.
mm-hmm.
Other stuff, Gunther calling out Cody. You see that
Yeah,
promo?
yeah.
Yeah, I could have done without that.
What do you want to talk about?
Yeah. Crown
Immediate,
Jewel.
immediately gets in. That's the new thing, right?
It's
What do you
not
want to
new.
talk about? And then someone comes out before anything even
That's
is
not
talked
new, but
about.
that's the thing. Before anything is talked about, I did not get a chance to answer the question. I was interrupted. Yeah, that's almost what it serves as, I
He
think.
comes out, says, "Rah rah, this city has legacy." No pun intended.
Love you guys.
I love every single
Thank
one of you.
you.
You made me feel at home since coming back
Home from the other
home.
place.
And
So
now
what do you
I'm the
want to talk?
yeah.
So how are they? I have this sneaking suspicion that Cody's gonna eat the pin at Crown Jewel, and I feel like Kevin Owens is going to play into that. This whole Kevin Owens shit that they've been doing, where they had like the altercation, and then Kevin Owens is on SmackDown trying to like explain himself, but they're just yelling at each other, and I feel like somehow this is oddly building for Cody to take the L. Is that weird? Did you get that vibe?
Yeah, and I feel like that when we were talking about it last time, I was like, that's what should happen.
He's gonna take the L to Gunther.
I think so. I think it'll elevate Gunther in that
That's
title.
more. Yeah, putting more belts on Cody does
No.
not a championship make. Um,
But how
yeah,
crazy is it putting Gunther over and Gunther coming out? I mean, he might not be a bigger star coming out of like above Cody, but I mean, why not?
he's the more conceivable wrestler, dude.
Yeah.
Just he's the more believable character because we've seen more depth and substance there, honestly, than we have with Cody.
Yeah.
Cody has, in effect, by holding the belt, Cody's finished the story, which is it's over,
Yeah.
and the new one just hasn't started, and this isn't it. But then we have a guy who's in the middle of his story, Gunther, and we like watching that. I feel like instead of just epilogue after epilogue after epilogue, we're still involved with this character work, with this character period. And honestly, it's a more interesting one, especially as far as wrestling goes.
Yeah. I think that's kind of crazy. Like what has been and what is next long term for Cody that's away from the freaking bloodline.
Right, because that's coming back around too. Maybe
That title is just stuck in the bloodline
so what's funny is
freaking saga.
we weren't happy when it was stuck in the bloodline saga on Roman. But that was honestly working kind of better than it is now, still stuck in the bloodline, but on Cody.
Yeah.
Odd.
It's very
Odd. And we have a lot of cool stuff going on in WWE.
I mean, you have Kevin Owens who attacked him, and they don't want to say anything about that. It's like they're trying to like not advance that story until after.
They did in SmackDown. They did on SmackDown. And Randy had to break everything up, and Kevin kind of pushed Randy around, and that don't sit too right with Randy. But then is it a Randy turn? You know what I mean? And then that's finally, I think, something we could sink our teeth into, like a viper who has teeth that go into stuff. It's a pun. It's a pun. I think a Cody Randy program would be great.
Yeah, but Randy's not winning that.
Why not? Wouldn't that make? Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Look at him.
Wouldn't he beat Ric Flair's 16 world title?
He's big. He's a big man.
He's a big man. Oh shit. Sorry, listeners. We're just having fun. I think it would be. I mean, what else?
I agree.
Pitch me something.
No, I agree. Like, yeah, that'd be great. It's just, I don't know. In my head, I'm just like, can Cody really lose? Like, was that whole build of you winning this title and you having done absolutely nothing to then lose to Randy?
I guess so.
Like, I guess
so.
I guess he needs a really good story to lose the title. Like he did have winning the title,
and like he hasn't had a good one on
No.
paper. Yeah, but that AJ shit was bullshit. LA Knight, right? Did LA Knight get a shot? I can't fucking remember if I just wanted that to happen. And then we were right back into Solo. And then there was the Kevin Owens and Cody friendship at Bash at Berlin. Oh, I don't want to hurt him. That was that match. So I mean, he hasn't really, and I don't feel like there has been anyone being really built for that. Gunther
sure is.
Gunther is clearly he's a champ. He's a bad guy. He's a bad guy. It means he's good. I'm getting a little loopy. We're getting really cartoony here, huh? Anyways, but yes, on SmackDown, I think aside from there's not a really, I don't think the pickings are that great. I don't think a lot of people are seeing that. Because, like, even if you threw Andrade as a fucking heel, which I don't think he is nowadays, that we haven't really built Andrade as, like, a compelling heel to take on Cody. Carmelo Hayes isn't there yet. I like where he's at competing for the U.S. title, but, you know, I can't really, other than that, like, who else could there be? What I do like is what they're doing with Bronson Reed. Did you see that?
Yes. That was another backstage promo thing.
This is also something that they're building. And quickly. Okay, when are you going to make the match? Oh, just down to business, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm done doing the interview shtick. When are we going to fight? Again, something to your point, utilizing Adam Pearce really well as a thing to push something forward just by saying no, yes. So he's got a date with Seth Rollins, which I think is going to be awesome for this guy. And I feel like, you know, you can sometimes feel the momentum with these guys. I'm hopeful for Bronson Reed.
Because there was also, was it Adam Pearce, and then Pearce did a talk with Rollins.
Yeah, that did happen too. You're right.
But Pearce was kind of like, you shouldn't take this match.
Right.
Because of injuries, because of whatever.
Yeah.
And
because he broke it.
And that was another good one, because I think it was Rollins saying, like,
it's part of the gig, bro.
We went over like the older guys, and now he wants to do it to us, so it's like it makes sense,
right?
But it was good. It was, I mean, those backstage interviews have been solid.
He likes them.
I like them.
Interesting. Usually the thing you bitch about the most is about Raw, but I mean, you got to also admit that the 2-hour thing helped that, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because it didn't feel saturated, or did it? Because 3 hours, our biggest gripe for the 3 hours is just like, God, backstage, promo, video package, blah. But like,
I think now they're able to pace it out with the match in between, where it feels like, okay, this is cohesive, and it's not just 3-minute match, 3-minute match, 3-minute match, backstage.
The matches get quite a bit of time.
Yeah, now they're getting time.
Like a solid 20-minute.
Yeah.
Goer. So, yeah, change is happening. And we
until they go back to 3 hours.
Until they go back to 3 hours, and I'm gonna fucking shit all over that shit. Oh man, is that it? Is that all we got to say here?
You're not gonna talk about R-Truth?
Oh,
fucking squashing the Miz.
Right. So, to me, this is
that was funny.
This is coalescing Wyatt 6 with AOP, the Final Testament, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just kind of fine.
Yeah, it was fine. AOP, I was just like, oh, R-Truth won? Oh, cool.
Yeah, that happened. Oh, now he's getting the skull crushing finale while the Wyatt 6 stuff glitches. So, Gang Wars. Wyatt 6, Final Testament. I'm pretty sure that's what this served as fodder for.
And
the
I
crowd
think
got to
that's
see our shit.
it. Yeah, we did.
We did
He's
it.
funny. I think he's a funny dude.
He does not miss.
No,
Yeah.
I think he's
always
just.
enjoy
I
it.
think that's just genuinely him. Like he's posted stuff on like Twitter and stuff where you're
Yeah,
just like,
totally.
bro,
And he's
what?
done like in interviews too. He's also super on. But I think that wraps up our Raw coverage, our Wrestle Dream coverage
It does.
for
It
this
does. It
episode
does.
of Glorious Wrestling Podcast.